Hey guys, I'm Christopher Green and you're watching AMTV, Alternative Media Television. Please take a moment, like this video, click the thumbs up, share it, get it out to your friends and family, and also make sure you click that bell. A lot of people have been telling me they're not getting our videos in their subscription feed. I wanted to make this video today because I believe Washington is preparing for a catastrophic end to the longest and biggest government shutdown the world has ever witnessed. They're preparing for a very dark day ahead. An event, something that's already been pre-planned and already been engineered by people like Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and others, the Democratic Party that refuses to negotiate, more importantly, compromise on a border wall. I mean, we're talking simply $5 billion plus to build a wall so that we have a country. No wall, no country. This should be common sense. This is on the heels, on the same day where a migrant caravan just crossed through our border here in Arizona. Hundreds and hundreds of people, men, women, and children climbing underneath the wall because it's not secure to illegally enter this country. People valuing illegal immigrant lives over American veterans, our homeless, America's poor, and our blue-collar workers and working class. It is bankrupting our nation. They are calling, these same people, for the impeachment of Donald J. Trump, saying that they're going to move forward with this. And if they can't accomplish that, maybe something even far worse. So the question that we need to ask is, what is going to end this shutdown? What's going to put a stop to it? Who's going to give in? Just yesterday, kind of comically, Donald Trump put a halt to Nancy Pelosi's overseas trip with military aircraft because no one's getting paid. There's no funding. Why should she get to travel first class and drink cocktails while her constituents suffer in the streets of America? 800,000 plus workers go furloughed because they won't compromise. They won't negotiate on a deal. I mean, think about this for a minute. If Donald Trump was running a private company, he would have already built 2 walls, and we'd be moving on to bigger and better things, economic growth, getting rid of the giant debt load here in the United States. But they refused to do it. And now what I find to be incredibly eerie, and I think a lot of us have been feeling this way as we ended 2018 and started the new year, it's becoming clearer and clearer by the day that something big is about to take place. You know, we're seeing overtures from other countries, China, geopolitical warfare. All this is trickling out. Protests in places like France over the wealth gap, this divide that was created due to the collapse of global markets in 2008 and 09. And then, of course, trillions of dollars worth of taxpayer government-induced bailouts. And this is what they're saying today. Capitol Hill is bracing for a shutdown to end in total catastrophe and an absolute disaster. Aides are reporting that they fear a dramatic government failure, unlike anything we've ever seen, may be the only thing, conveniently, to force President Trump's hand and the Democrats back to the table. As the longest government shutdown in American history lurches toward its 5th week, a grim but growing consensus has begun to emerge on Capitol Hill. There may be no way out of this mess until something disastrous happens. So what do they have planned? What are they telling us right now? What kind of event? What kind of disaster? What kind of catastrophe do Americans need to be prepared for? This, of course, is not a sentiment lawmakers are eager to share on the record or over the long holiday weekend as we approach MLK Day on Monday. But in interviews this week with congressional staffers on both sides of the aisle, I heard the same morbid idea expressed again and again. And here's the theory. Between wary sighs and defeated shrugs, Washington is at an impasse that looks increasingly unbreakable. President Donald Trump is dug in, so is Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Democrats have public opinion, vitriol really, on going, but the president is focused on his conservative base. So for a deal to shake loose in this environment, it may require a government failure so dramatic, so shocking as to galvanize the general public, outrage, and force the two parties back to the negotiating table. In addition to this, we see Dems move for impeachment on the president as we speak. This comes from our intel. Those same people are calling for impeachment of Donald Trump if the Cohen accusations, lies, are true. Again, has anyone asked a question, this guy's just a flat-out liar, and that he's been lying so that he doesn't get a longer sentence, that he's a weasel, and that he's a rat? Now, a Democratic Texas congressman called for President Trump to resign today or be impeached if a report about him directing his former longtime lawyer, Michael Cohen, to lie to Congress is true. Castro, a member of the House Intelligence Committee, was referring to a report published by BuzzFeed News on Thursday regarding Cohen's misstatements to Congress. Two federal law enforcement officials who were reportedly involved in the investigation into the matter told the outlet that Trump directed, allegedly, Cohen to lie to Congress about an effort to build a Trump Tower in Moscow during the 2016 presidential election. Now, first of all, I don't even understand the accusation. I mean, how is it Russian collusion if Donald Trump, let's just say he was, I'm not even saying he was negotiating on a deal for a Trump Tower in Russia? He has towers all over the world in almost every major city here in the United States. In fact, I just got back from Honolulu. There was a Trump Tower. It doesn't mean he's colluding with the Hawaiians. I mean, they're just pulling this stuff out of thin air. These are false accusations, and they're aimed to take down the president of the United States. Have you noticed that Donald Trump can't even be our president? Ever since he got voted in by the majority of our population who voted for this 45th president, commander-in-chief, they haven't even been allowing him to operate as a president. They're calling for impeachment, or far worse. And now they're telling us, right now, to our faces, they're planning for potentially an event. So what's coming? You know, it should be clear, guys. I want to hear your comments, questions in the box below. It should be clear they have something planned. It should be clear in the dark corners and recesses of Washington, D.C., the Democratic base is moving towards this agenda. If they can't impeach, how far will they go? How much worse can this get? I mean, does it look like Donald Trump's going to negotiate on this border wall? Does it look like he's going to give up on his base? You know, one of the reasons he was elected is because he's a New Jersey street fighter. You pinch him into a corner, he's going to fight back. That's why he won the election. So how does this end? What, again, the question begs, what do they have planned here on our shores? What will it take for the American people to finally give in so that the population galvanizes and demands that action is actually done? You know, I think it's clear the United States is in a permanent declaration of national emergency right now. And it's so important that we wake up as many people as possible prior to the big one and hitting. You know, there was tremors in California yesterday, and we keep seeing this repeatedly, almost as a metaphor for what's occurring in Washington, D.C. It's clear something big is coming very soon. So I want to hear your comments. Put it in the question box below. Like this video, share it out with your friends and family, and please, guys, be prepared. Do something, take action. You don't want to be somebody panicking in a crisis. And it's clear we're in a crisis. God bless. I love you. This is AMTV, Alternative Media Television. So get this video out. Make sure you're taking preparations. In fact, we just launched at the AMTV store, store.amtvmedia.com. Click the link below, the AMTV shutdown box. Get everything that you need. Get 84 servings, the essentials of food, entrees, plus breakfast items, plus an emergency survival kit, plus a water filter, all for a great price. Limited time right now. It's the shutdown box. It's shutdownbox.com. Click the link below right now. Guys, you're going to want to have food preps. We are already seeing supply disruptions in Europe as a result of the Brexit and the UK leaving the European Union. This is coming to the United States next. Most of you know that, for example, if the trucking industry shuts down for more than 2 days, grocery stores are completely empty. So you're going to want to have food, you're going to want to have water, and if you're one of the millions of Americans out there that doesn't have food storage, you're going to want to get this box. Again, it's shutdownbox.com, or click the link below. Get this box right away. We're going to sell out. I'm only offering this a limited time. So make sure you're taking the preparations on food and water. get right with God. And then also, I want to hear your comments and questions in the box below. What do you think is coming next to the United States? And what do you think Donald Trump is inferring about militarizing our border and Americans not going quietly into the night? I'm Christopher Green. Get out everywhere. Make it viral, hard-hitting and in your face. Click the link below to get your AMTV shutdown box. Limited time while supplies last. God bless.